Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 3 gang, y'all. Let's get it, y'all. Part 3 gang, y'all. Let's get it. Like, share, subscribe, y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. Man, that jump was crazy, man. Cuz came to the slide. He was like, get the door open, please. I said, bro, she making us wait, bro. He was like, I said, man, what you done did, bro? He was like, I ain't do nothing. Next thing the lady was like, y'all can go eat white. She opened our door. He was like, man, I ain't going to eat. He just went in the party. I was like, you good, bro? He was like, yeah. I just looked up. He was running up the steps like this. He was like, man, went to his cell. Me and Ty left. He was like, Ty was like, man, dude is a maniac, bro. I was like, yo, bro was a maniac in middle school. Let's get that straight, man. I said, he's not a maniac anymore, bro. I said, he's a lunatic. Let's get it right, bro. He's a lunatic. Ty was like, what's the difference between maniac and lunatic? I said, bro, it's a big difference, bro. I said, a lunatic, bro, a lunatic don't care about nothing except completing the mission. That's what a lunatic is, bro. I said, that man don't care about that release date, bro. So I was like, for real, bro. Like, I ain't never seen nobody like that, bro. I was like, man, that's crazy, man. I was like, bro, listen, when I get down to 3 months, bro, I said, I'm staying in the cell. Like, you ain't gotta worry about me, y'all. I'm gonna be in the cell, you hear me? So, boom, I'm not coming out. For what? I'm not coming out, man. I'm not messing up that release date game. You nuts? I'm not doing that, man. Cuz it was a whole lunatic, man. Y'all already know we went to Child with the party he just was in. So we get over there. My man come to Child late, the one that was at the door talking to us. So me and Ty waited for him anyway. So we over there John eating. They had chicken patties. So we over there John eating anyway. So we over there John eating. So bro finally come in. So he come in. Come to the table. He was like, hey man, what's up with bro from the town, man? Dude, crazy, man. I was like, who you talking about, the dude? Cuzzo? He was like, yeah. He was like, man, look. He was like, I think I remember him from back in the day, bro. He was like, man, he mentioned this alternative school that everybody used to go to when you was super bad back in middle school and high school. I forgot the name of it, man. I'm trying to think of it, but I can't. But he was like, I think we went to that school together, man. He was like, bro, man, why? I was like, man, wow. He was like, bro, listen. The man came over in our pod, bro. He said, the little dude that used to be on the blue team, bro. He said, man, the man sleep in the first cell as soon as you come in the joint. He said, man, cuz will come in the joint, beat the man up, take his cell phone. First. That's what he did first. He said, beat him up. I mean, he punched him in his face and took his phone. I said, for real, bro? He was like, yeah, he took his phone. So I'm like, yeah, what did he do just now, though? He was like, this man had the audacity to come back to the pod and tell the little young boy that he trying to see him again. And if you worried about asking or thinking about that phone, let's go ahead and fight now and get it over with. So he said, the young boy was like, man, I ain't trying to fight you, cuzzo. You got that? You got that? So cuzzo was like, you ain't trying to fight me. He said he just crashed out on the little, punched the little nigga's face. He said a little out of his face. He said he dragged him in the cell. And then he beat him up, bro. I was like, I said, man, stop it, bro. He said, man, that's my good word, man. He was like, for real, man. Everybody was looking at that junk like, man, that was wild. Why you do that? Like, you know what I mean? He was like, dude, Ben dropped his flag. Like, ain't nobody understand it, man. You know what I mean? He was like, he already took the phone. Why he come back? He was like, dude, a maniac. I said, no, he's not a maniac, bro. I was just telling Ty. I said, Ty, what is he? Ty was like, he's a lunatic. He was like, man, he got to be something crazy, man. He was like, no. I said, bro, guess when he go home? He was like, when? I said, bro go home end of the summer. Bro got 3 months left, man. Bro got 3 months. He was like, what? He was like, man, bro in here moving like he in the mountains. I said, man, I don't know what he got going on. Man. But like, you know, this is his life, man. He got to choose to do whatever he wants in his life. You know what I mean? So all that was so much going on, for real, man. Like, I forgot to even tell Ty about the jack. You know what I mean? I got the jack on me. So I'm like, man, so after we leave out of Child home, my old homeboy that was in the other part, he ended up seeing somebody at the gate that he know that's on the other side of the yard. So that me and Ty kept on walking. I said, bro, I mean to tell you, bro. I said, man, look, Cuzzo came in the junk, gave me a phone. I said, he took a phone from the young nigga. He was like, yeah, I heard bro say he took the phone. He was like, yeah, he gave it to you. I was like, he told me to hold the junk, bro. He was like, you use it. I was like, damn right. You know what I mean? He was like, what kind of phone is it? I was like, he like, you use it? I was like, yes, I definitely did. He was like, what kind of phone is it? I was like, one of them little flat junks, bro. He was like, man, why is bro, can I use it? You know what I mean? I'm trying to take care of some business, da-da-da-da. I said, I'm gonna holler when we get back. So we walked back to the building. As soon as we walked back in the park, cousin was standing right there by the brick wall. He got his back to the jump, he can see the slider and all that. So you see all his homies pulling up. You know what I mean? They hollering at him. You know what I mean? They kicking it with him. So he seen when I came in the jump. He was like, hey, hold on, I'll be back, cuz. He was like, hey, Weezy, let me holler at you right quick. I'm like, what's up? He was like, you use it? I was like, yeah. So I got my dope. I'm like, oh, my dope. Nigga, my dope. You know what I said? I was like, yeah, I used it, bro. I was like, here, man. He was like, all right, come look. I said, bro, look. Ty said you trying to use the junk, man. You got to take care of some business, man. He said, oh, he locked in here. You let him use it then. Go let him use it. I was like, I'm going to just drop it off with him, though. He was like, all right, then. You know what I mean? Just tell him to bring it back to you, then. I'm going to come get it from you. He said, I'm just trying to keep all eyes on what's going on. He said, they probably think I gave it to my homies or whatever. He was like, but for real, bro, I needed this phone. I'm trying to put this play together. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right. So I go upstairs. I let Ty use the junk. Ty get on the junk. I dip. Go back to my cell, chilling. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, that junk. Oh, man, that junk crazy, man. Bro, maniac, man. Bro, maniac. So Ty used the jack. Ty used the phone about an hour. Ty bring the junk back about an hour. You know what I mean? He was like, need to be charged. I'm like, I ain't got no charger. I went up to Lunatic, got a charger. He was like, I don't know, we got to check. So as we saying that, we had a knock at the door. I was like, yo. He was like, yo, it's cool, cool. I was like, well, that's cousin, man. I was like, yeah, bro, here, bro. I said, need to be charged. He was like, yeah, I got a dude making that joint now. He was like, I can't believe I got a phone, man, that easy. Ty was like, you just took the junk from the little dude, man. He was like, man, I just took it. I just took it, man. Forget him, bro. Forget him, man. I just took that junk, man. So he was like, I'm trying to put this play together, though, man. Ty was like, man, for real, though, bro, I know you don't know me like that. You know what I mean? But he was like, bro, you need to slow down, bro. Like, come on, bro. He was like, I'm telling you, man, you mess up 3 months. He said, that's going to be the ultimate blooper, man. So, like, just slow down a little bit, man. He was like, no, man. He was like, for real, though, like, you know what I mean? I just be having to do everything, man. Like, you would expect for my homies to take care of these little problems and stuff like that. But they not ready for that type of action. I be having to do everything, man. I be having to do everything. So I'm like, shh. But I said, make sure everything is being done about you keeping your release date the same, bro. I said, man, don't fumble your release date for some dudes that you're not even gonna kick it with when you go home, bro. He was like, oh, yeah, my mama said the same thing, but you know, like, I gotta live in here, though, Weezy. He was like, I've been fighting for Blue for the last almost decade. I'm like, shh, man, look, bro, I'm just giving you some good advice about how you shouldn't fumble what you got going on. So he was like, look, man, I'm trying to duck my roommate. He was like, man, look, he was like, I hate, man. Look, anyway, not trying, you know, respectfully. I hear y'all, you know what I mean? I know y'all, you know what I mean? But I gotta put this play together. Because look, can I stand here and use your phone, Weezy? My roommate never was in the cell. I'm talking about never was in the cell. I told y'all my roommate homeboys from the beach, they had a cell phone. So every time the door popped, my roommate, he going straight upstairs, y'all. So boom. I said, yeah, bro, go ahead, bro. I said, come on, Ty. Me and Ty dipped out. You know what I mean? I go back to Ty, said, we go up there and start messing with the Lala. You know what I mean? So the whole time me and bro up there, me and bro was like, yo, bro was like, for real, he ain't got to worry about no more. He said, I ain't say nothing to him no more about his release date. That's on him. You know what I mean? He was like, you shouldn't say nothing either, bro. Let him be a man. Let him do what he wants. It's his life. That's what it is. I was like, no, you right, bro. I was like, you can't tell nobody. I was like, cause for real, like, he might be thinking that, you know, fighting and stuff like that ain't gonna mess up his release date. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, bro like to fight. Bro ain't running to go get no weapon. And there weren't really a lot of weapons like that on Sussens that dudes was having. Like, dudes had them, but it wasn't like how it was on Sussens. You know what I mean? So, like, bro just wanted, like, yo, he gonna put work in if anything goes wrong. And that he's looking at that like that's not gonna mess up his release date. You know what I mean? So, I don't know what had happened, man. So, everything was going smooth. So, bro, he put the play together like he was saying. So, he stayed in my cell for a minute. I finally come back down there. He was still behind our cut using the phone. So, he get up finally. He was like, yeah, man. He was like, look, I'm about to invite the homies over here, man. My cell, man. I'm about to have this party, man. You more than welcome to come. You and Ty, y'all. I said, nah, bro. That's y'all, bro. Y'all go ahead and do that, man. He was like, nah, I'm just trying to be, you know what I mean, generous because you've been looking out. Like, I said, nah, bro. I said, bro, listen, bro. We go back to middle school, bro. I said, you ain't got to do that, man. I said, man, we good, bro. I said, you let me use the jack, bro. Like, you ain't, listen, man. Trust me, I'm good, bro. He was like, man, that's what's up, man. He was like, what? For real, I'm going to bring you a cup of this wine. I was like, nah, that's what you can do. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to come to the party, but if you bring that wine, I'm going to take care of business, y'all. So, boom. You know, bro was all right with that deal. We kicked it for a little bit more, and he was gone. You know what I mean? So, I say a little bit later on that day, that's when he pulled back up. He was like, yeah, look, Lisa, man. He was like, I was able to put the play together. He was like, I was able to put the play together, man. I was like, how? He was like, cuz. He was like, man, real, I ain't going to do nothing but get 2 zips, man. He was like, for real, I'm going through some homies on the other side. You know what I mean? But he was like, I'm about to get these 2 zips. But he was like, I'm going to tell my peoples to put some D-block in that joint. I was like, for real, some D-block? He was like, yeah. I was like, I mean, you, bro, you know what I mean? Get as much as you can. I said, what type of player is this though? It's like you. He was like, nah, there's some homies on the other side. He was like, I was just talking to them on the phone, you know what I mean? That's why I wanted to be in private. But you know, I'm gonna put the play together, man, for, you know what I mean? If we can just keep winning. Them homies said they can get 2 zips every 2 weeks. So he said, I'm just gonna keep it in rotation till I leave and leave it with my homies. I said, oh, you can leave it with me. I gave him the look like that, gave him the evil eyes. So I said, well, you can leave it with me. He was like, hey, go ahead, Weezy, man. You gonna find your way, Weezy, man. Come on, them dudes ain't got nothing, Weezy. I was like, yeah, you right, man. You right, man. He was like, nah, like I'm trying to save them dudes, Weezy, man. Them dudes got time to do this. My homies, Weezy. I was like, yeah, you right. I was joking, bro. You know, you wasn't joking, Weezy. You want to get in? I was like, I definitely do. I said, but you know, I'm just getting up here myself. I said, you've been up here longer than me. I said, my turn is gonna come, so I'm just gonna be easy. You know what I mean? I said, well, do you, bro? So he was like, all right, that's what's up. So he stayed and took care of the play a little bit more, and he finally went back to his cell. So next day it ended up happening. Next day happened. He tell me, pull up on me. He was like, hey, Weezy, look. He was like, bro, the mob, bro. He was like, I'm gonna be on the mob. He was like, I'm gonna be on the mob, Weezy. I'm like, that's what's up, bro. You need to get that, bro. I was like, bro, that's what's up, bro. We need to get that jump, bro. You know what I mean? He was like, I'm gonna get it. Yeah, I'm gonna get it, man. He was like, but look though, when I get the jump though, man, he was like that Western Union jump, what about that green dot jump everybody be talking about? I was like, bro, that green dot jump, I really don't know a lot about it. I just been hearing about how dudes been doing it. I said, but I'm pretty sure you gotta have your own joint to be able to, you know what I mean, to check your numbers or whatever the case. So he was like, man, I don't know, like, I gotta get them in the mold, Weezy, man, like, you know what I mean, with this. I said, well, look though, since you gonna give them the pack when you leave, I said, sell me the jack when you leave. That rhyme, didn't it, y'all? I said, since you gonna give them the pack when you leave, I said, let me get that jack when you leave, man. He was like, man, you know I'm gonna leave the jack with the homies, Weezy, man. I was like, man, the homies get everything, huh? He was like, yeah, man, unfortunately, man, you know, I'm being a good person, Weezy. That's how my good karma come, man. Look out for the homies, man. He said, somebody like you straight, Weezy. I know you straight, man. Trust me, I know you good, Weezy. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be good, man. Even though he told me no, man. I said, I'm gonna be good, man. I won't trip it, man. You know what I mean? So I shot my shot with that joint, you know what I mean? So I tried to get in the car. He told me no, man. I had to deal with that, man. So I'm happy to hear that he said this joint will be here tomorrow. Cause I already know for the most part, definitely, man, Cousin was gonna play fair with that la y'all. So boom. And when I say that, Ty already had $100 that he could spend, and I had $150 that my peoples was holding for me already. So I was gonna go at him with a deal of a lifetime. You know what I mean? I was gonna go at him with a deal of a lifetime, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, look out for me, bro. You know what I mean? Like, we got $250. What you gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, I think back then Zips was $500. So I'm like, man, bro probably gonna throw us to halftime. You know what I mean? So I ain't gonna say nothing to him until the mission is complete. So I seen him outside, he moving around crazy. I guess you can tell when somebody's trying to get something, you know what I mean? Somebody's trying to get the pack. So he moving around, trying to get the jump right, You know what I mean? So I'm watching from afar. He talking to dudes on the other side of the yard. So he'll leave him talking to him. He'll talk to the yard, man. He'll go back, talk to the fence. You know what I mean? I still don't say nothing to him. So he was doing that the whole time that we was out in the rec yard. So I would say probably like an hour into the rec, I lose track of him. I start doing something else. So I don't know what's going on. So by the time I look, Cousin was over there having a meeting with all the homies. You know what I mean? All the blue team over there that's in the building. So they super deep over in the corner of the fence. So I don't say nothing to him. You know what I mean? So they let us out to leave. So we go back in the pod. I go back in the pod. I go back to the cell. I go grab my cup and get me some ice. As I get my cup and get my ice, I'm standing in the line because there's a few people right there trying to get some ice. Cousin coming back in with all his homies looking like he Frank Lucas, like everybody on him. He like, yeah, look. Yeah, so look, calm down. He grab a young boy. Yeah, so look. You know what I mean? Yeah, cuz. Take care of that. Yeah. Like he's serious with I see him. Like he really giving out orders. Yeah. So he back in. Later was like, all right, clear the hallway. So he back into our pod door. Boom. So he's still at the door talking to him. So I finally get my ice. I get my ice. I mean, I'm about to ready to walk back to my cell. He like, hey, Weezy. I was like, yo. He was like, hold on. He come to my cell. He come to jump. I was like, what's up? He was like, hey, this what's up. Boom. That man whipped out 2 Zipperooskies, y'all. So boom. I was like, there's 2 zips right there? There's 2 zips right there in them bags? He was like, yeah. I was like, man, that's crazy, bro. I said, how you get that? He said, man, I told you I had to play. I'm like, man, he was like, I need a favor. I'm like, what's up? He was like, man, hold this phone for me, man. Cause look, I'm about to go bag up and shit, get the homies right. All of that shit, man. I was like, look, bro, why you do that? I said, look, bro, I'll hold the jack. I said, but look, though. I said, me and bro got 250, man. What's good? Fuck with us, bro. He said, you got 250. I was like, damn right, we got 250. He was like, He said, man, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I got a lot of homies, man. I was like, what? He was like, man, I got a lot of homies. I said, so you turning down 250? He was like, I might have to, man. I might have to. He's like, I got a lot of people to look out for. He was like, I tell you what. He said, man, y'all spend $100. I'm gonna give you 15 spoons, man. I'm like, now you usually get like 8, 9, 10 for the dollar. You know what I mean? I'm like, 15. I'm like, man, like that was a good deal, but still though, we wanted to have a zip gang, y'all. So boom. He was like, bro, come on, do that for me, Weezy. Man, I got a lot of homies, Weezy. I'm like, all right, man. I said, look, I'm gonna get the $100. He said, all right, don't worry about it. I'm gonna get it from you. He said, I'm gonna give it to you after I finish bagging up, but just hold this jack, because I don't want to have everything. I said, man, handle your business. So he left. I used his phone. You know what I mean? Ty came down there. Ty was like, he get it? I was like, yeah. I said, you gotta use the phone, because I was done. Ty was like, yeah. I was like, go ahead. I let Ty use the phone. I was like, he got it, bro. But I was like, he said he can't do the 250 though, man. Ty was like, why? I said, man, the man told me he got too many homies, man. You know what I mean? He was like, so what? That's 250. I was like, bro, I guess he gotta look out for a lot of dudes. You know how that shit go, bro. The nigga gonna look like a fucking circus car giving out free stuff, bro. I said, you know how that shit gonna go, bro. He was like, shh. I mean, what he gonna do? He ain't gonna do shit. I was like, nah. I said, nah. He said he gonna, you know what I mean? We spent $1. He said he'll give us the 15 spoons. You know what I mean? Ty was like, yeah, that'll work, man. It's all good though. He was like, cause he do got a lot of motherfuckers to look out for, bro. He's like, before you know it, the zip gonna be gone like that. The next thing you know, he gonna try to get some money probably from the other zip. I was like, man, shh, just let him do him, man. You know what I mean? Just let him do him. So me and bro stayed down there for like 30 minutes. You know what I mean? We almost gonna stand by for child, but we in the cell like 30 minutes chilling. We got his jack, we relaxing. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, a knock on the door. I'm like, yo, it's bro. Cuz will come in and jump. He like, hey, what's up, Ty? What's good? Ty was like, God damn, pet ass nigga, man, you ain't want to do the 250, man. He was like, Weezy ain't tell you, man. Ty was like, yeah, he told me, man, you got 1,000 homeboys, man. God damn, man. He was like, man, shit crazy though, man. He was like, but I'm doing this for them though. I'm doing this for them though, man. Ty was like, man, you should be doing that for you. You the one about to go home. You the one that need the paper, bro. We had 250. He was like, man, no, man. He was like, man, shit just stupid, man. Shit just stupid though, man. He was like, but look though, here go the 15 spoons, man. Y'all give me the 100 when y'all get a chance. You know what I mean? I was like, when we get a chance, he was like, yeah, I mean, take care of it for me though. He was like, but look though, this is right here though, man. Make sure y'all straight, cause I fuck with y'all, cuz. Like, man, appreciate you, man. So he threw us the 15, you know what I mean? Me and bro busted down 7.5 a piece. You know what I mean? Got our stuff together, split it, made our little situation right. We was good, you know what I mean? So we stayed in there in blue. We gave bro the jack, he dipped back out. So he dipped for a little second, he was gone for a minute. So when we come back in, so when he dipped for a minute, he come back in the joint. He come back in, he looking all crazy because he was out in the hallway. So me and Ty come out the cell lit. Me and Ty lit. We rolled a jump out this long. Pause, man. We were lit. We come out that jump, man. I was litty. That mid that he got just now, because this is still mid. This isn't loud pack. Man, that mid he got just now was some fire, y'all. So boom. Man, bro was lit. So we come out, we see him. He dipped from out the hallway. He come back in the pod. So he out in the pod. He at the door talking to somebody. You can see them having a conversation. I don't know what the conversation is about. But I guess he talking to one of his homies. You know what I mean? So he start talking to one of his homies, man. And next thing you know, he came back. He was like, man, Weezy, look, man, I need another favor, man. I was like, what? He said, man, because for real, man. He was like, it's my only option, though, man. I was like, what? He was like, man, you will hold this tree for me. I was like, what? I said, man, come on, man. I hit him with the shotgun jump, man. Come on, man. You're gone too far. Gone too far, man. Come on, man. I'm not a sack holder, pause. That's not who I am, bro. Respectfully, man. He was like, man, me, like, who else, bro? I said, you hold it. He was like, man, I got 3 months left. I started to say, oh, now you care? You got 3 months left, you fucking lunatic? So boom. This nigga talk about he got 3 months left now. I'm like, you got 3 months left? I just started laughing. I'm like, I said, bro, go ahead with that, man. He was like, what? I'm about to go home, Weezy. I can't get caught with no drugs. I'm like, bro, listen, bro. You run around this bitch being a whole lunatic, bro. You worrying about, he was like, yeah, because I ain't getting transferred. I ain't fucking my release date up for fighting. That weed gonna fuck my shit up, bro. That la gonna fuck my shit up, bro. I'm like, man, listen, bro. I was like, but nah, though. Real shit, I fuck with you, bro. But nah, I ain't gonna be responsible for the next man package, bro. Nah, bro, I'm good on that, bro. You know what I mean? I'm good. Ty was like, don't look at me, nigga. I never did that. So he was like, fuck, man. Shit, man. So he dip off. You know what I mean? He dip off and shit. Goddamn. He shoot back out in the hallway. He start talking to somebody else. You know what I mean? So I guess he went and hollered at one of his homies, you know what I mean? He had a little short dude that used to rock with him. He used to be a chubby dude he'd be with, kind of slim dude, and a little kind of little short dude, you know what I mean? This as far as who he was with when he was over in 62, when he was over in 42 part. So I see him talking to the little short dude, you know what I mean? The short dude, we hollering at him, they having a conversation. They talking. They out in the hallway. So I guess he told him the same proposition that he told us. bro, I need you to hold this pack. You know what I mean? So you know the little young dude want to hold the shit. Them niggas want to be a part of shit. He's doing all this for them. You know what I mean? But a lot of them niggas just be green, man. A lot of them niggas just join that shit just for protection. A lot of niggas join that shit just for, they can say they're a member. Like, it's all fucked up around the board, man. But the young nigga looking like he's stepping up to the plate, y'all. So boom. So bro come back in, he's shooting his cell. Boom. He shoot up the steps super fast. He come back down super fast. He go back out in the hallway. That gave me indication that he was going to get the pack and dropping it off to the young boy. So he did it. So they ended up calling child. So I had found out where they have a child with some BS. I didn't want to go. So I didn't go. Me and Ty stayed. A lot of people went, a lot of people didn't. So when I looked up, I seen Cuzzo coming back out the hallway from 62 pod, from 42 pod. So he come back in, he back into the pod. He was like, all right, man, look, be easy, man. All right. So he turned back around. He was like, y'all trying to mess with Easy? We like, hey, what's up? What's good? He was like, come on in. We go to my cell. So we go in my cell. He was like, what did John say? He start rolling up. So I'm like, yeah. I was like, you found somebody to do that, John? He was like, yeah, man. I went on and gave responsibility to the little homie, man. You know what I mean? Hopefully he handled that shit. You know what I mean? Got them everything straight. I know he gonna probably pinch my shit, though. He was like, I was trying to wrap it up for he couldn't pinch my shit, though. I said, you don't trust your own homie, man? He was like, I don't trust no motherfuckers, Weezy. Straight up, goddamn it. I was like, man, he probably don't pitch it though, man. He was like, nah, though, like, you know, I gave him a good job and responsibility though, like, you know what I mean? Like a lot lying on this, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I got to send my peoples back some bread. You know what I mean? I'm doing this to look out for the homies. Like everything counted for, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm putting a lot on the line with this shit, Weezy, man. I'm like, bro, you be straight, bro. I said, you should have took that 250 from us though. He was like, that shit's gonna take away from a lot of niggas I was gonna give jobs to though. I was like, bro, you right, bro. You know what I mean? So chill for a little bit more. He was sitting there. He was like, man, but hopefully everything good. So lady come back in there. People come back from child. They lock us down. We locked down for the day. So like now around this time, it was always Lala in the pod, like Lala in the building rapper, like you know what I mean. But like all the time, like you know what I mean. Like the unit manager, like she knew what was going on. The police know what was going on. The police know everybody mess with the Lala. So like we look up, the unit manager is still here. We like, what is she doing here? The unit manager usually leave like 2-3 o'clock. But this is the lady, I can't think of her name. What they say she look like Lil Wayne. You know what I mean? So she's our unit manager. So she's still here. So she popped up. So everybody say she's cool and all of that. But I still thought she was the cops. You know what I mean? To be honest with y'all, man. You know what I mean? So she used to be a sergeant or something like that. Now she's a unit manager. So she pop up in the building. The whole building smell like Lala. Y'all hear me? The whole building smell like Lala, man. Lala everywhere. That's what it smelled like, man. I promise you, man. That junk lit. But she know what's going on. So she walking out pod, she was like, I seen her face, she was like, she leave out. She go over in 43 pod, do the same thing. Now 43 pod might not be jumping as much as our jump, because our pod is where the sack is at. And we just finished messing with the Lala. I promise you, we look up through the slider, she leave out of their joint, go into the 2 pod. She go into the 2 pod, she like this. The door closed. I can't see her no more. So everybody went to the door to see what she was doing. They was like, man, she over that junk sniffing, man. She over that junk sniffing. So I'm like, man, everybody, since I've been here, people, the police know everybody mess with the Lala, man. Like, you can't hide that smell. There's only one Lala smell. You know what I mean? We are in the building. You don't think they smell that when they do their rounds? They definitely smell it. So we stayed there. She stayed over there. She stayed over there. So everybody, so one dude come back in, one of the diabetic dude, he come back in late from child. He's like, hey, yo, hey, look, they about to bring the people over here, man. The people told me they about to run down. Everybody like, what? So everybody tightening up. I look, I see bro at the cell. He don't even know what's going on. I said, Cuzzo. He run out. He was like, what's up? I said, bro, come here, bro. He come down the steps fast. He was like, he got down the steps. He was like, what's up? I said, bro, you know, holler at your homie, bro. He's like, what's up? I said, bro, they talking about running down. I said, the Lil Wayne, I'm about to say her name. I said, man, the unit manager lady over there now, she's sniffing and all of that. He was like, for real? I'm like, yeah. He was like, man, it's crazy, man. He was like, man, hold on. He went to the door. He was like, he kept trying to get somebody's attention. He couldn't get nobody's attention. He was like, can't get nobody's attention, man. Next thing you know, they locked down. They locking us down. They open the door. He can't say nothing to him because the unit manager and the sergeants and everybody right there in the 62 pod. So he just had to back up. He was just like, man, he walked past. He was like, he should be all right, though, man. He should be all right. So they went over that jump and they hit their jump over at 62 pod. At the moment, we didn't know that they hit his homeboy. You know what I mean? We didn't know he hit his homeboy until count was clear. Because that's how bootleg Lawrenceville is. Like, they'll hit your joint. Whoever get caught with something, they'll lock you up, keep it moving. Man, I heard they didn't lock nobody up. They didn't lock nobody up for this. So we didn't know what happened until it was count clear. When count cleared, promise you, man. You see, first person that was out in the slider was the young boy. The young boy was at the slider. He came to our door, and it was a dude down there. He was like, "Yo, call Cuzzo." So as I'm coming out my door, all I hear is somebody say, "Hey, Cuzzo! Hey, Cuzzo!" Cuzzo come out the door fast as hell. He did. He come down the steps. He get to the door. I'm standing right there by my cell. My cell isn't far from the slider. He walked to the door. He got his ear to the joint now. Dudes will yell through the joint. If your part is loud and you can't really hear what somebody's saying through the little crack of the door, dudes will yell. All I hear dudes say, the young boy was like, "Man, I had to flush it, cuz." He was like, "What?" He was like, "I had to flush it, cuz." He was like, "You had to flush? You flush what? You flushed the work?" He was like, "Man, I had to, man. It ran down, cuz. They was shaking everybody down the top tip." He was like, did they come in your cell?" He was like, it just got quiet, you know what I mean? So Slider went up, Cousin went out that jump. You know what I mean? So the Cousin went out there and I look up, same time. Ty was like, "What's up?" I'm like, Ty come down the steps. I was like, "Bro, look, this shit ain't funny, bro." I said, "But look, same word, a young boy that he got to hold the work, bro. Say he flushed the shit." I was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Man, what the fuck we gonna do when our 15 spoons run out?" I was like, "Bro, listen, bro, like, we not even worried about that right now, bro. We worried about this man whole pack that's got flushed, bro." He was like, "Man, that's crazy." He was like, "He gonna snap. He gonna snap." So as soon as Ty came back a little bit more, we got by the door. We looked, Cuzzo mad as fuck. He out there screaming on the young nigga like, "Man, what you wanted me to do, big homie? What the fuck, cuz? I had to fucking save myself. What do you think?" He was like, "Man, they ain't coming your cell, scary ass." Goddamn, Cuzzo was just going in on that nigga. That's word. So they go at it. And so the lady told Cuzzo go back in his pod and made the other young nigga go back in the pod. Now I promise you, as soon as Cuzzo came back in our pod, the first person he seen was me and Ty. He seen us, he was like, "Hey, man, I'm about to go fuck that nigga up, man. I'm about to go fuck that nigga up right now. He getting DP right motherfucking now." I'm like, "Bro, for what, bro? That man had to save himself, bro." I said, "Bro, you the one gave him the shit, cuz." He was like, "Oh, fuck that. He responsible." That man went upstairs fast as a bitch, changed his shoes, tied them bitches up fast. Lady said, "Stand by for wreck. Stand by for outside wreck. Stand by for outside wreck." Next thing you know, the doors open up. Next thing you know, all the doors open up in the pod, all the doors open up in the silent port. Everybody going outside. So I come to the door. I'm just looking at the door. I look down at Cuzzo coming up the steps like bad dudes. He shoot out. He dip. He goes straight to 62 pod. I walk out in the hallway. I look. He back there. I guess where the bro cell at. They back there like they having a big meeting or some shit. I don't know what the fuck going on, but they all back there. I promise you, man. I'm standing on the joint. I was standing on that joint so long being nosy. The sergeant dude came and was like, "Yo, you going outside? Come on, you gotta go now." I was like, "Nah, I'm going." He's like, "Nah, you already out here. Come on, white." I'm like, "Man, come on, man." He's like, "Nah, I'm gonna do a gate break. You good?" So I'm like, so I get stuck out there. So I go outside. You know what I mean? I go outside. I'm out there joint. I'm outside, man. I'm out there joint talking to a couple of people, but I'm still standing by where the exit is at by the gate. So I'm right there. Our building is right there too. So I'm standing right there. I look, I see the gate open up. From across the yard. The gate open up. You just see the white shirts coming. They ain't running, they just walking like. And then I look again, I see medical coming with the stretcher. They running. Now they running. So when they seen them, they took off running. So they run. I'm like, "Oh, they about to go in 30 building. They passed 30 building. They coming down the boulevard. They going to 40. So we look. They run up in 40. So they door the slide open up, everybody by the gate looking. Like, "Yo, where they going at?" He was like, "They going in 42 pod." So they go up in 42 pod. That's my word. They go up in 42 pod. So we looking like, what's going on? Man, we look, man, it's my word, man. They bring a dude out in the stretcher, the young boy. The young boy come out in the stretcher. It was like he was in shock. I don't know what was wrong with him, man. He came out, his hands was like, I don't know if he was having a seizure or what. I don't know what it was. It probably was a seizure. I don't know what it was, but his fingers, it was like, but he was on the stretcher. He was like you could tell he wasn't unalive. Something went right about him, y'all. So boom, this man was on the stretcher like, the man was looking like E.T. Phone home. The man was like, they just pushing right past us. So we like, so all the sergeants in there, more police start coming from 50 building, from the other side, they just coming in there. So now we stuck on the yard. Now we can't even come off the yard because this is going on. So we all out there for a minute. We look. First person, we stand out there for a minute. We look up, we see the lieutenant bringing somebody out of handcuffs and look up his cousin. He like this, he walked by, look at me, he was like, this word, I look up, the lieutenant dude got a cell phone in his hand like this, and he just walking with him. The other dude walking beside him, and they got him and taking him to the hole. He looking at the cell phone like this, he like, I'm saying in my head, I hope I got rid of some numbers, y'all. So boom. See like this. So they take go to medical. I mean, they finally let us off the joint. My word, we go back in the building. Everybody like, yo, man, your homeboy is a psychopath. I'm like, no, he's a lunatic, bro. He's a lunatic, man. It's a difference. It's like, man, that man came over here and beat up his homie, man. Beat his homie up, bro. He was like, man, he knocked the man out and the man's head hit the toilet, man. He was like, man, the man had a seizure. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, man, he knocked the man up. Man almost got unalive. That's my word, man. I was like, man, get out of here. He was like, man, that's my word. The man almost got unalive, man. He said the man was scared. They had to call the people. He said he said, Cuzzo called the people. I said, man, Cuzzo called the people. He was like, yeah, Cuzzo called the people because he was scared that dude was going to be unalive. I said, man, Ty said, yeah, he was scared. He messed that release date up. I said, well, that release date already messed up. Man, that release date is already messed up, man. Fast forward like a week, man. Word came back, man, that Cuzzo caught their phone case and Cuzzo caught an assault charge on the young boy. That fucked them 3 months up, man. That fucked it up, man. They sent Cuzzo ass to Sussex 1. The first word I got is they sent Cuzzo to Sussex 1. That's a level 5. So his level jumped from a 3 to a 5 with 3 months left. They sent him to Lawrenceville. They sent him from Lawrenceville to Sussex 1. They said when he got to Sussex 1, he was in that motherfucker for 5 days and got into a riot fight versus the red team. And they sent that nigga to the mountain. They said when that happened, he got caught with the knife. You know what I mean? Cuzzo went from having 3 months to doing 3 more years, y'all. Can you believe it, man? He still went home before me, man. But the man went home right before me. He went home like 2014 or something like that. And I went home 17. He's supposed to have been left. Man, that man did about 3.5 more years, man. My word, man. But the man didn't care about his release date, man. He had 3 months left. He had 3 months left, man. He was the Swiss Army knife for their crew, for the blue team. He had to do everything, man. I get it. If I could talk to him, I would ask him, why you go beat dude ass, bro? It was an accident. He probably like, man, fuck this shit. You know what I mean? That nigga don't care. That's why I say he's a lunatic, man. But this is just prime example, y'all, how you fucked 3 months up, man. I never bumped into the Cuzzo when I came home because, unfortunately, Cuzzo was locked back up and he's in the feds. He's in the feds being a big homie now, man. So at the end of the day, man, that's how niggas' lives be turning out. It just be a revolving door, man. Nigga don't know nothing but fucking handcuffs and goddamn bars. That's all niggas know, man. I felt bad for a nigga like Cuzzo, man. But anybody that learned anything from this story, man, if you're a member of a red team, blue team, or whatever member that you're with, man, that shit is not a life-lasting situation, man. If y'all gonna do that shit, do it, man. Get the fuck out that shit, man, because it's not for everybody, man. Because your job is just to keep being a fucking goon. That's all it is for a member. You know what I mean? We don't see no members up in Wall Street. We don't see no members owning banks. We don't see no members doing this and that. Man, listen, man. A member job is to fucking bring destruction and go to jail. That's it. I hate to say it like that. No shade to anybody because you're going to do what you want and join what you want, man. But at the end of the day, man, I don't suggest that for nobody, man. But that was a crazy situation. That's the end of the damn story, y'all. I appreciate y'all for watching, man. Y'all already know the count. Stay y'all ass out the way. Period, man. But this was the Thursday banger. So what y'all do this one? Let's get it. Let's go. But be safe out there, people, and stay y'all ass out the way.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way, if you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous. Did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart just to open your eyes up.